A Russian assault column, consisting of tanks and armored personnel carriers carrying infantry, advances toward Ukrainian positions with the objective of seizing them. The tank deploys smoke screens to reduce visibility for enemy drones that might be tracking the column, while firing toward the trenches to suppress any potential attacks from Ukrainian forces. A column was spotted near the village of Spern. A spy drone detected the movement and relayed the coordinates to an FPV drone, which immediately struck the tank. The column came to an immediate stop, realizing they couldn't move forward. The crew quickly abandoned the damaged tank and tried to find cover, but it didn't help. Drones kept delivering precise strikes on the vehicle. ATGMs joined the fight. Launched from Ukrainian positions, the missiles struck and finished off enemy vehicles. Drones hunted down fleeing infantry and vehicles. Watch how the drop happened. Perfectly timed and precise. The soldiers trying to escape the battlefield were given no chance. No one was letting them go. Drone operators calmly got to work. Everything left on the battlefield. Tanks, armored vehicles, trucks, and infantry became high-priority targets for Ukrainian forces. The strikes were carried out methodically. Not only FPV drones were used, but also cluster munitions capable of hitting multiple targets within a wide radius. The goal was clear: to completely deny the enemy any chance to evacuate or repair damaged equipment. Even a knocked-out vehicle, if left intact, can be repaired and returned to the fight. Ukrainian drone operators understood this and acted swiftly. This operation clearly illustrates the nature of modern warfare, where battlefield dominance comes not just from firepower, but from rapid response, accurate intelligence, and tight coordination across units. The column wasn't just stopped, it was entirely destroyed, leaving no chance of recovery. This was not only a tactical victory, but also a psychological blow, proving that every inch of Ukrainian land will be defended relentlessly. A Russian assault group moves out for an attack, using motorcycles to rapidly advance toward enemy positions. This tactic allows them to navigate difficult terrain quickly and close the distance under minimal cover, catching defenders off guard. Ukrainian spy drone detected the enemy's movement and quickly deployed a FPV drone. Its mission: to track, target, and destroy the advancing units before they reach friendly positions. The target was hit. 2 motorcycle riders were neutralized. Despite the losses, the remaining members of the group pressed forward toward their objective, fully aware of the risk that they could be the next to fall. One of the remaining motorcycle riders took a route that led directly over a previously planted, remotely detonated mine. As he passed, the mine was triggered and the explosion halted his advance. The assault was disrupted and the group was unable to reach their intended objective. Two Russian tanks were spotted during the assault. Their coordinates were quickly relayed to an FPV drone operator who wasted no time in responding. The drone was launched and guided toward the targets, delivering a precise strike on the advancing armored vehicles. After the first drone strike, the attacks did not stop. More FPV drones followed, relentlessly targeting the armored vehicles. The tanks tried to escape as quickly as possible, maneuvering to avoid further hits, but it was already too late. They had entered a trap from which there was no way out. Surrounded and exposed, they became vulnerable targets. One by one, the drones struck with increasing intensity. After multiple direct hits, the tanks were finally disabled, unable to continue moving or support the assault. The crew quickly abandoned the tank and began fleeing the battlefield on foot, trying to escape the unfolding chaos. The drone operators chose not to pursue the fleeing crew. Instead, they focused their efforts on destroying the remaining vehicles to prevent the enemy from recovering or repairing them. One by one, the drones zeroed in on the abandoned tanks, delivering precise and repeated strikes. Flames erupted as each hit ignited fuel and ammunition inside the hulls. The tanks burned intensely, consumed by fire, until nothing remained but smoldering wreckage. By the end of the operation, all enemy armor in the area had been reduced to charred ruins, ensuring it could never be used again. Another assault group made up of armored personnel carriers transporting infantry was spotted. Their objective was straightforward: deploy the troops near the front. But before they could reach their drop-off point, Ukrainian artillery opened fire. The first shell landed near the convoy, sending a clear signal. Artillery was zeroing in. Realizing the danger, the infantry began to dismount quickly from the armored vehicles. But before the last men could get out, a second round struck, closing in with deadly precision. The shell hit directly, striking one of the vehicles with devastating force. The explosion tore through the armor, completely destroying the transport and destroyed the soldiers still inside. In a matter of seconds, the vehicle was reduced to a burning wreck. At the same time, a group of soldiers on motorcycles attempted to break through to their wounded comrades, but they hit a landmine before they could reach them. The assault ended as quickly as it had begun. Another attack. A tank and IFV are moving toward Ukrainian positions. Their movement is immediately detected by a reconnaissance drone. Coordinates are quickly relayed to an FPV drone operator. Without hesitation, the drone is launched. It rapidly closes in and delivers a precise strike on the infantry fighting vehicle. After the precise hit, the vehicle came to a complete stop and couldn't move any further. The crew immediately realized the vehicle was lost and quickly abandoned it, trying to save their lives. On the battlefield, time works against them, and every moment counts. The tank kept moving toward its target, advancing confidently, but the drones didn't let it get far. One after another, they delivered precise strikes on the vehicle. Continuous attacks weakened the tank, stripping it of maneuverability and the ability to keep fighting. Eventually, the tank was completely stopped and destroyed. The tank was left burning right next to other destroyed vehicles. Flames and smoke rose over the battlefield, showing the scale of the devastation. This equipment would never return to service, a reminder of the price the enemy paid for their attempted advance. Another convoy of military vehicles was seen moving through the area. Without any delay, a strike was carried out against the convoy to stop it. The first BMP was destroyed quickly. Right after that, a drone attacked the second one. The tank that was moving with them was also attacked. It didn't have a chance to react. The strike was quick and effective, and the tank was destroyed. The BMP that was coming to rescue the crew of the destroyed vehicle was also destroyed. It didn't reach its goal. The entire enemy convoy was destroyed within seconds. A Russian convoy of 5 vehicles, including tanks and BMPs, was moving toward Ukrainian positions. As they moved forward, Ukrainian artillery started shelling the convoy. After the first explosion, the crew of the vehicles began to panic. One of the BMPs tried to drive back, but its path was blocked by a second BMP. The crew started to do confusing things, not really knowing what to do next. There was a lot of chaos and uncertainty. It seemed like they lost control of the situation and didn't have a clear plan. This confusion made it easier for the Ukrainian forces to keep the pressure on them. The first BMP was completely destroyed by a precise strike. The crew quickly started looking for cover. They knew the danger was not over yet and needed to protect themselves fast. The situation became urgent, and every second counted. One of the BMPs, feeling panic, began to leave the battlefield quickly. The crew wanted to save their vehicle and get it to safety. They hoped to avoid further damage and protect their equipment. But moving away from the fight was dangerous and showed how serious the situation had become. After the tank was hit, the soldiers quickly began digging in right beside it. They needed protection and time to think about their next steps. Some soldiers decided to move forward slowly across the field, trying to find a way to keep the fight going. The situation was very tense, and every action was important. They knew they had to be careful and act fast to survive. In the end, the entire convoy was destroyed. Some managed to escape, but most were wiped out. The attack was decisive and left the enemy with no chance to continue their mission.